Hey all, welcome back to the Shipyard. I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about Star Trek Alliance. We've seen everything thanks to Six Sides of Gaming, thanks to Da Vinci's kind of spoiling all the rulebook, um, but mostly a big playthrough with world champion Joseph Vanderyacht and two of the lead designers, Tommy and Josh. Really cool game. Link to that in the description because, boy, you want to see how Alliance works. That's the way to do it. And yeah, but I wanted to talk about my reaction to things. And kind of what we know and what we don't know and what I'm hoping and all of that. So here's where I'm at. The AI is tough. There is no joke about it. This thing will kick your butt, even the best players. And I'm almost wondering if it's the best players who are overthinking it and expecting it to behave like the people they're used to playing against, and maybe more casual players can actually have a whole lot to offer to this. Yeah. I think what we have to do is stop treating it like it's a a person across the board and start treating it like it's a board game that we have to figure out. It's a puzzle. Constantly, it's a puzzle. Because everything is predictable, but yet there's still something to be figured out. All that being said, the campaign looks fantastic. I am super excited for Runabout, the Runabout mechanic in there. I want to explore that in a lot of ways. I am also super excited for all the unique and generic cards that exist. Having things like Helmsman seems good. Seems like a nice addition to the game. Yes, Alliance was built as its own system, but Josh, the lead designer, the guy with his name on the box, specifically mentioned. He said there were times we had an idea, and we had it priced at this point, and we would run it by playtesters, specifically Joseph, and Joseph would come back and say, okay, but if you combine it with this thing, this thing, this thing, and this thing, then you can break attack wing, and so it needs to cost Y instead of X. You increase the cost, and it changes things, right? It makes it harder to build on a given ship. And I like that. Just knowing that tells me that there was care and consideration paid to the way that attack wing is built. Now, the problem I have is that new attack wing product will be built without considering all Alliance stuff. And so new attack wing product might break attack wing, even though Alliance did not. Does that make any sense? So that's a slight concern with me. But here's where I'm at. I think that Alliance, as a self-contained system, is going to be solid 100%. And I hope they make 50 of these things. That might be an exaggeration. I hope they make 10 of these things. I hope they make the 3 Dominion War campaigns that they want to make, the existing one, and then the Klingon Romulan one, or the Klingon one and then the Romulan one. However they want to go about that. And I hope they flesh out the Sona. I mean, boy, you say if Alliance is a success, do they get to start making new sculpts? I sure hope so. I want them to flesh out the Sona. I want them to do one of these from the players taking over the Dominion and fighting against, say, AI-controlled Mirandas and Excelsiors. You know, if those are the Federation workhorses, I want to see that. I want things shifted. Or going up against Klingon Brels. Why not? You know, the possibilities in this scenario, this system, are endless. We already had a player, Ella, took it upon herself to adapt Alliance into Kobayashi Maru. And all that being said, Chris Peters had worked on M5, which is a similar program, knowing a lot about Heroes of the Atari cluster, which was also built by Josh Dirksen as a fan project for X-Wing miniatures. So similar AI, although perhaps the Attack Wing version, the Star Trek version, is a little tougher. But that will be seen. The whole idea is, once M5 has a program, once Alliance has a program, it's really easy to adapt it to just about any scenario. And once you have that going on, this game is infinitely playable. Yeah, there's bookkeeping and such, but if you think about some of the epic things that have happened in the Star Trek universe, there's campaigns to be written. It's not just the Dominion War. You can play through movie events. You can play through the skirmishes of Nemesis. Now, granted, there's a little fleshing out to be done. You can go through Voyager story arcs, the Borg incursions. You can simulate a whole lot of things. And I know there are people out there who are writing their own campaigns and have been for a long time. And those are fantastic. But they end up being either player versus player or involving a game master. None of which are bad. But when players can band together and go up against an AI that works really well and have a true challenge, I think that something really, really good is going to come from the community. I think that we are going to see a lot of people getting into videos, either recording them, live streaming them on Twitch. I know I'm planning some pretty big things with the Shipyard. They may not happen until March, April, May. Again, you guys have seen the delays, the breaks, the necessary life breaks on this channel. But you know what? If anything's going to bring it back in full force, it's Alliance. Because there's a lot to like there. You know, there's tokens for the weapon platforms. If you think about how to incorporate weapon platforms into the game, they're orbital defense platforms. See, I'm trying to talk too fast. Those can guard any planet. They're not just Dominion. They're not just Cardassian. They are just orbital defense platforms. Federation has a defense system. Klingons would have a defense network. Romulans would have a defense network. You know, there's all kinds of events we know to be canon that we never saw on screen. The invasion of Betazoid. Right? Well, that can be a mission. There's all kinds of things. And we can live that out now as working together. Yeah. Because I love attack one. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have this channel if I didn't. But I think something's lost when it's always competitive. I think there is something to be gained from having a collaborative approach, being able to combine our knowledge and our work and our thoughts to say, hey, what about this? Let's try this, see if it works. Somebody, I believe it was Jonathan, posted today. He said in a 3-player campaign, you can build a tank, a healer, and a fighter, right? Kind of your traditional RPG mechanics. And I like that. I think that is an interesting approach. You know, I'm going to try it with 2. I might try another campaign with 3. And I think that there's something to trying out these things and playing through it. And I don't expect this to ever be easy. But I do expect it to be fun. And I think Alliance is going to be the best attack wing product we've seen. The Borg cube with sphere port is easily the single best piece. DS9 is right up there. But in terms of an immersive product that's easy to get into, well, okay, I still think that first contact scenario, everybody go beat up the Borg. Simple to get into. Tough to win. Simple to get into. Alliance is going to be right behind there. So, anyway, if I didn't make it clear, I am really stoked to get into Alliance. Street date is February. Let me pull up a calendar here and look at February. I believe it's February 3rd. So I should have it in my hands by like Valentine's Day at worst. And once that happens, you know, good things coming. That'll be the last couple weeks of my credential class, but you know, we'll make stuff work. Alrighty, I've rambled enough, and I haven't showed you anything. So, thank you all for looking at my face and listening to my talking. Until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.